One of our reporters who's been tracking not just a race, but a race against the clock for some people who have been lining up in Chisago City to try and cast their vote. Susan Elizabeth Littlefield has been out there this evening, weathering the storm, as she has put it to us. What is the status now?
Well, Jeff, I'm indoors right now, and so are all of the voters. In fact, in just the past couple of minutes here, the last voter actually went into the room to vote right there. I mean, yes, it's over an hour since polls have closed. It's been a very intense night out here. I want to show you some video from earlier tonight. You can see people were just wrapped around the place. People waited in line about an hour and a half for a lot of people. The weather was terrible. I mean, this was obviously not very convenient for people. We know there were some people with disabilities that were having to go out and hand them ballots outside. Just a very uncomfortable situation for everyone out there. And we're told it was because of a few reasons. Number one, because so many people showed up. I'm going to let you hear from a few people. The last woman to get in line tonight, she was freezing cold. Then we talked to the man in charge, one of the head election judges. Listen to what the two of those had to say. So it's after 8 o'clock. You're just now getting indoors.
Yes, for the second time tonight. Well, second time here.
What's your experience been?
It's been a long wait and very cold.
And you've come back a second time?
Yes, a second, actually third. First time drove around, decided no way, the line was so long. Came back a second time after dinner. It was really long waited. I had an appointment to go to. I ran to my appointment, came back. Last voter.
Last voter in. You must really
determined.
care.
Yes.
Determined.
Very
Some
much
words
so.
to describe this situation.
It's cool. It's nice to see all the voters. Nice to see people care, have a voice.
I like your optimism, even in the rain.
Yes, absolutely.
Why did these lines get so out of control today?
Yeah, so a couple of things. This year is a midterm, so we planned as a normal midterm. We are exceeding the numbers we had for the last presidential election. Yes. The second part of that is we actually have 2 ballots this year. So there's a separate ballot just for the judges. So when a voter goes up to the machine, they're putting 1 ballot in, they have to wait for that to process, and they have to put another ballot in.
Slows everything down.
It slows it down. It's like doubling the process, right? So we may only have 1,000 votes, but that's really 2,000 ballots that are being read in that machine. And that's what has not helped. It's just caused it to be a lot slower.
Okay, well, I'm a visual person, so I wanted to show you guys this real quick. Okay, this is an example of the ballot most of us got, but here in Chisago County, they had an extra page.
Oh, come on.
This is it. They were voting on a school tax right here. Yeah, so this added, almost twice the time for processing. And when school board tax comes out, improvements, that can be a hot item, and people here definitely wanted to vote. And did you hear that, you guys? There were more people voting today than there was during the last presidential election.
I thought it was incredible. We were just fawning over the woman, saying she deserved a medal.
Absolutely.
10 stickers.
Coming back. Other people might have gave up.
Yeah.
And you saw,
3 times.
Looking at the video, I saw parents with their children in line. I know this is a tall task for them, but what do you think it says about the voters that so many of them stuck it out well over an hour in adverse conditions?
I mean, these people are so determined. And so I loved what she said, because she said, hey, it shows that we care about our community here. And I mean, if there was ever a testament to it, shivering, the baby carriages, I mentioned earlier, they said it was difficult too, because there's some people with disabilities who could not stand in the cold, who could not stand for an hour and a half and wait. And they were having to figure out another method to get them ballots outside. So they were going to great lengths here to make sure that everyone voted. And obviously there is a lot of passion. If I had to guess, though, I think that this school board tax vote has something to do with the high numbers.
Well, we love to see it. Thank you so much for braving the cold yourself, Susan Elizabeth.